Ray Bradbury, Fahrenheit 451. Dive into Ray Bradbury's gripping dystopian world in Fahrenheit 451, where firemen ignite rather than extinguish the flames. This innovative tale crafts a future schism where books are outlawed, and society numbs its senses through constant distraction and technology. At the story's heart is Guy Montag, a fireman whose chance meeting with a young neighbor, Clarice, sparks a personal revolution. Challenged to question the life he has always known, Montag embarks on a transformative journey that challenges societal constraints and seeks deeper meanings amid mounting political repression. Our summary will guide you through the central themes of censorship, the dehumanizing effects of technology, and the enduring power of literature and individual thought. Buckle up as we explore how Bradbury's narrative remains a poignant reflection on our world's ongoing struggles with freedom of expression and the cost of ignorance.
Igniting change. In a chilling future world where firemen ignite instead of extinguish, Guy Montag takes pride in his role as a book-burning fireman. The very essence of his existence is questioned after a chance meeting with an inquisitive young neighbor, Clarice McClellan. Her probing question, whether Montag is truly happy, awakens in him an unsettling curiosity about his life and the laws that govern their society. Montag lives in a society where books are forbidden, considered dangerous and subversive. The fireman's duty is to destroy them, ensuring compliance with a law designed to mandate happiness and intellectual equality. People passively accept this reality, their lives absorbed by endless distractions from omnipresent media, as epitomized by Montag's wife Mildred. Her obsession with immersive television and the constant hum of seashell radios drowns out any semblance of contemplation or connection, leaving her in a state of numb compliance. This monotonous routine is abruptly disrupted when Montag encounters Clarice. Her authenticity and simple curiosity contrast sharply with the superficiality enveloping Montag's world. Clarice and her family engage in the forbidden art of conversation, prompting Montag to question his own superficial understanding of happiness. The notion that firemen once extinguished fires unsettles him, as does Clarice's question about his happiness, a question that leads him to a revelation: he is not happy. At home, Montag grapples with the desolation of his relationship with Mildred, who is indifferent to both her own near-death experience from a reckless overdose and the growing chasm between them. Both cannot even recall how they met, illustrating the deep detachment in their lives nurtured by a society that forsakes depth for entertainment. Montag's newfound inquisitiveness is even evident at work, drawing concern from Captain Beatty, his boss. Beatty weaves a tale of how society arrived at this juncture. The crux lies in its aversion to conflict and troubling ideas. As diverse opinions and controversial topics arose, society chose censorship and simplification. Intellectuals were ostracized, books reduced to insipid summaries, and eventually, banned outright to ensure universal contentment. The monotony of Montag's job is shattered following a distressing raid where a woman chooses to burn with her books rather than abandon them. This event profoundly impacts Montag, leading him to clandestinely salvage books from burned sites to secretly explore the ideas within. Beatty's visit to Montag's home finds him bedridden with a concealed book, a dangerous secret that disturbs his conscience and threatens his role as a conforming fireman. Beatty attempts to alleviate Montag's doubts by downplaying the significance of books and portraying them as either nonsensical fiction or conflicting, confusing factual accounts. Firemen, Beatty assures, occasionally yield to curiosity and can secretly dispose of books without consequence. Yet, Beatty's assurances fail to quell Montag's turmoil. As Beatty spins tales of society's history and rationale, Montag's desire to understand deepens. He reveals to Mildred his hoard of forbidden books, desperately seeking her understanding and support. Mildred's immediate rejection reinforces the isolating effect of their society's relentless entertainment and aversion to disturbing concepts. The narrative unfolds during a period reflective of author Ray Bradbury's historical context, the McCarthy era marked by political repression and book-burning campaigns in America. Set against burgeoning media culture, Bradbury extrapolates these influences into a dystopian reality, underscoring the potential destructiveness of censorship and the numbing impact of technology on meaningful human engagement. Fahrenheit 451's stark portrayal of a world where ideas are suppressed cautions against the perils of stifling dissent and intellectualism. It challenges readers to recognize the treasures in literature and discourse, reminding us that vibrant, meaningful lives are rooted in the freedom to question and explore. Awakening through flames. Montag stands at a crossroads, captivated by the forbidden books he's been collecting. The world revealed in their pages is both beautiful and unsettling, and he marvels at how his society remains blissfully ignorant of its own truth. His mind struggles to grasp why no one questions the bomber planes constantly roaring overhead or the string of wars that have plagued humanity. Meanwhile, his wife Mildred remains stubbornly unmoved by his thirst for knowledge, clinging to her ignorance and avoiding his probing questions. In search of counsel, Montag recalls an encounter with a man called Faber, a former English professor he met in the park. This memory becomes a lifeline, compelling him to seek Faber's help. Faber had also seen the deeper truths hidden in literature, reciting poetry with a fervor Montag can no longer resist. Despite Faber's initial skepticism during their reunion, Montag convinces him of his earnestness. United by a shared desire to awaken others, they concoct a plan. With an earpiece secretly connecting them, Faber will guide Montag in resisting the manipulation of Captain Beatty, Montag's formidable superior. Montag finds himself juggling a precarious existence. He longs to escape the oppressive status quo at his job, but doing so would mean confronting truths that could imperil his safety. Caught between fear and longing for rebellion, he bets on the hope that Faber's whispers will bolster his defiance against the societal norms that Beatty enforces. Back at home, Montag attempts to rouse curiosity in Mildred and her friends, whose husbands are away at war, but they remain impervious to his concerns. His recitation of poetry leads to emotional upheaval, leaving the women distraught and forcing Montag to conceal a book in the yard to protect it. Yet, he must put up a facade of normalcy and returns to the firehouse with a book, incinerating it to allay suspicion. The illusion is short-lived. Beatty doesn't miss a step. He orchestrates events such that Montag is sent on a book-burning mission that leads directly to his own doorstep. While Montag's personal struggle mirrors the larger societal issues at play, the narrative exposes the chilling reality of a civilization disconnected from its past and numb to its present. The government, embodying censorship and control, has manipulated the citizenry into passive acceptance. This is a world where technology and pleasure act as dual agents of distraction and suppression. As Beatty's polished narrative unravels, it's clear that the systemic erasure of history serves a calculated purpose, perpetuating complacency and ignorance in the face of oppression. Montag's journey reveals a stark truth about human nature's vulnerability to both fear and desire. The regime's efforts to sanitize the past and replace it with manipulated narratives appear sinisterly relevant today, as societies across the globe grapple with similar issues. Montag's small acts of defiance, ignited by the knowledge he's salvaged, symbolize a glimmer of hope. As he tunes into the faint whispers of reason and resistance, a wider conversation begins to surface about the transformative power of courage and intellectual freedom. Phoenix of Knowledge. In the dramatic conclusion of the tale, Montag faces the ultimate betrayal when his wife reports him for possessing forbidden books, forcing him into an impossible choice. As he stands before his house, compelled by authority to destroy his precious collection, Montag's turning point comes with the discovery of his hidden earpiece. Beatty's threat to find Montag's ally, Faber, pushes him over the edge. In a fiery act of rebellion, Montag extinguishes not only his past but also his oppressive boss, setting him ablaze. Saved by instinct and desperation, Montag escapes with a single buried book, narrowly evading capture by a relentless police car. He finds refuge with Faber, who urges him toward hope beyond the city's reach. Given directions to join other outcasts, Montag embarks on a perilous journey to the riverside, where he's pursued by a mechanical hound designed to hunt him. With danger snapping at his heels, he plunges into the river, his only chance to elude the hound's unyielding pursuit. As he drifts, the river becomes a sanctuary, masking his trail from the authorities. Emerging from the water's protective embrace, Montag spots the railroad tracks. These paths of progress lead him further from a burning past, toward the promise of a new beginning. Just as foretold by Faber, Montag discovers a group of intellectual exiles, former educators and enthusiasts of great philosophers and writers. This enclave preserves the wisdom of generations, each person a custodian of a vital historical or literary insight. As they gather, skyward explosions signal the obliteration of Montag's former world. The city vanishes under bombardment, prompting a poignant memory in a cry for his wife, Mildred, remembrance amid loss. Within the camp, a tale of the phoenix revives hope. Unlike the mythical bird doomed to an endless cycle of rebirth and destruction, the group is determined to rise wiser from the ashes. Their pledge, to rebuild without repeating the mistakes that led to their downfall. As the dust settles, they resolve to kindle anew the light of understanding, ensuring their world withstands the crucible of ignorance and censorship, a future where knowledge reigns eternal and unscathed.
In Fahrenheit 451, Ray Bradbury crafts a chilling cautionary tale about the consequences of rejecting critical thought in favor of mindless entertainment. As Montag's journey unfolds, readers witness the struggle between oppression and illumination, symbolized by his growing awareness against a backdrop of societal decay. The key takeaways highlight the importance of questioning authority and the dangers of acquiescing to distracting comforts over meaningful dialogue and understanding. Bradbury's work remains relevant, shedding light on the enduring fight for intellectual freedom and the invaluable role literature plays in preserving humanity's collective wisdom. As the story concludes with hope for renewal akin to the phoenix's rebirth, it leaves a compelling message. True progress emerges from the courage to confront the past and the wisdom to change course. Let this summary inspire reflection on the threats of censorship and the necessity of individual enlightenment in today's world.